topsy-turvy second half, but we've run out 6-3 winners. I suppose you're quite pleased with a result like that.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've set out what we wanted to do. We've got 3 points and we've scored some great goals. It's been entertaining, I should think. For me, it's obviously one of those games that you think I'd rather not. If I'm honest, you'd rather not have those. The nice sort of comfortable 2 or 3 nils would be lovely. But I think it was. I didn't really see that unfolding in that way. Certainly from the first half. I was grumpy at half time. I wasn't happy at all. I shouted by my standards, which isn't often, because I just felt that the players, one, weren't doing what I'd asked them to do, and that always becomes a problem for them. And secondly, that we didn't seem to have the running power in what I expected to have in certain areas of the pitch. In fairness to the boys, they've responded. That's what they've done, and they've come out second half, and it's a decent second half, in which we've raised our levels to the levels that I would like them to be, and that's what we can do. That's what we can go and do when we do those things. When you're playing a little bit passive like we were in the first half and looked a little bit, jaded in that respect, then you're going to allow teams to play. And I thought they played some decent stuff in the first half because essentially we were too far apart in our lines, and teams are going to do that to you, especially at this level. So all in all, good day. Really good day. I mean, we've entertained the crowd were vocal, everyone's happy, hopefully they're having a sing-song in the bar, and for me, you think that's a big part of this football club. For me as manager, you just rather not have those types of games necessarily, and especially conceding the 2 late on. The boys were actually a little bit deflated after, if I'm honest. They came in, which I think is a good thing, because what it suggests is that their standards are up, their standards are high, and to concede the 2 late goals, they'll look at it and go, well, we shouldn't be doing that, boys. And that was more the discussion amongst them after the game than actually the scoring of the 6. I sort of looked at it and said, look, let's come at it from the other way. I was grumpy at half time, raised my voice. You've got scored 5 goals. I can't honestly ask them any more of you other than maybe the 2 goals that went in.
There was a ruthlessness to our play as well when we were in possession in that sort of second half spell, which must have been quite satisfying as well, given that we sort of used the ball effectively in the first half but couldn't quite get past them besides the Reece Beckles-Richards goal.
I think when we get higher up the pitch and you start getting people like Sam Youngs in the types of positions that he got in to score his 3rd one, we're a problem. We're a problem from that point of view because we've got goals in the side. When you sort of get big distances between the team, it's not so easy. It's not so easy, and when you've got an extra midfielder for the other team in the middle of the park, it's easy for them to go and find players because we're so strung out. So that's something we've got to look at as a management team. But yeah, it's not something I don't think we'll see again. To be honest with you, if the boys can keep getting it right, we've got some really tough games coming up. So we're going to have to look at it, and boys are going to have to recoup and sort of reprogram themselves from that respect. But all in all, I'm happy.
Slightly different personnel-wise, we had Obi Onyeguara starting and Dylan Ajay-Hersey getting another start on the other wing. What did you make of their performances individually?
Yeah, listen, I thought Dylan came in and did a really good job on Tuesday. And he'd been out the side. And in fairness to him, he hadn't been someone who was banging on my door and complaining. He knuckled down. He wants to understand how he can do better, and we just felt it was right for him to go in, and it was good to see him another positive performance and a great ball for Sam's header. Obi first start, so without Ollie today, okay, let's put him in, let's get him in there. We knew he probably wouldn't last. That was already because he hasn't had masses of football, and I think it's some positive contributions on the ball. Got to learn a little bit more about off the ball work that we want, but all in all, a good day for the lad, so I'm pleased for him.
We're up to 3rd in the league now, 21 points. Obviously Hornchurch running away with it, but certainly up there in terms of the early picture for the rest of the 4 playoff spots, which again is a positive sign at this stage, but long way to go. But I suppose you must be pleased with sort of returning to winning ways in the league.
Well, I'd rather be 3rd than 13th, so let's get it right. So yeah, I mean, it's good. When I say I don't look at the league table, I don't take a lot of notice of it at this stage. I don't get too high with the highs, and I didn't get too lows with the lows. I wasn't. A week's a long time in football, and where we were this time last week was, you know, we could have been in a state of turmoil for some people, you know, the way that they reacted. But, you know, at the end of the day, we didn't get it right last week, and that's what this league can do to you, especially with the better sides. Today, you know, is a much better performance, and we'll just keep working hard to try and produce those rather than a Lewis.
And another team in form on Tuesday in Wingate and Finchley, who are again in and around the sort of top 8-9 at the moment. What do you make of their performances so far this season, and another difficult game, I suppose, in prospect?
Massively. I mean, we've done, you know, as I say, we look at every side and we do our homework. You know, they've had a really good run of late, and I think you're going to come up against a pacey side in respect of what they do. There's goals in them, but I think it's just in keeping with this league. You know, people might have been a few weeks ago talking about Wingate, or they might, you know, and all of a sudden there they are up at the top end of the table. If you're not on your levels in this league, it doesn't matter who you're playing, you're going to get beat. It's as simple as that. This league is so strong this season, so strong. And I think, you know, looking at last season and how it's set up and how I understand it's set up, you know, I think the boys, the way they are, probably would have made the playoffs last season. But, you know, this season's going to be an absolutely, you're going to have to keep going to the very end.
Let's hope we do so. Thank you, Gavin. Two sets of highlights this week as well.
Brilliant. Cheers.